All right, so what's up, you guys? My name is Josh, and welcome to a pretty special toy review. Now, of course, before I get started, I just want to mention a couple of things. Now, originally last week I wanted to do the review, but I got a couple of setbacks last week. On Friday, I got a lot of schoolwork that I had to kind of go through, so I just thought I'd kind of take care of that first. Another reason why I didn't do a video on Friday is because there was this whole situation with YouTube going on with the whole, with the verification thing that a lot of YouTube started getting like these messages from YouTube saying that they weren't going to get like they weren't going to be verified anymore. And that became kind of a situation. Now, I'm not exactly sure what it really means, really, because some YouTubers still had their verifications and some of them don't. Basically what that means was that YouTube, they were more focused on like the more like popular YouTubers. So that means people that even that had like the thousands, with subscribers and stuff, now it's gonna get harder for them to become a little bit more popular as time goes by. Even though I'm not verified yet because my channel is really, really small and barely a lot of people see it, that kind of affects us too. But so I was just thinking, let's let that, just go by and I'll just do the video next Friday. So finally, here we are, and I am ready to do the review. And today we're going to be taking a look at a figure from the new movie, Godzilla King of the Monsters. Today we're going to be taking a look at this big boy right here. This figure was made by Jakks Pacific Toys. They got the license to do the figures for the new movie that came out this year. Godzilla King of the Monsters came out in May. Holy crap. Now, let me tell you, in my opinion, that's got to be one of the best Godzilla movies I've ever seen in a long time. I don't know what the critics were talking about. Now, first things first, this figure, this is the really, really big figure. This is the 20 centimeter, big jam Godzilla figure. Got the box right here. Let's take a look at the box because I saved it for a while. As you can see here, this is the box that it came in. See here. I still got the inside. No, you can't really see it that well. Got the nice, like, little picture of Godzilla right here. And on the top, it says over 20 long, all that. It says Godzilla King of the Monsters on the side. Got it over here, too. Yep. And, got the bottom part right here. And of course, as we turn it to the back, we got sort of a weird picture of Godzilla. Now, I know you can't really see it that well, but this Godzilla is not really the same one you see here. He's actually one of the miniature ones. We'll take a look at this figure in a moment. See here, it's a really nice box. I really do like it. As you can see here, also got the Toho logo. You got Legendary. You got the nice little picture, little itty bitty picture of Godzilla right there. Take a look at that. Came out a little while back. And all right, so now let's take a look at the figure. Now, the sculpting on this figure, everything about it, it's really nice. It's a pretty interesting figure throughout. You can see here. Right. He's a really, really big figure. Like, he takes up so much space. I can't even put him at the back of my shelf. He's really, really huge. Now, note to self, this figure, it does have some of its issues. I mean, this toy, it's kind of meant to be a kid's toy. It's not really meant for like collectors, or older people or like that, because this figure, it's not a bad figure. It does have some of its issues. Let's talk about the sculpting real quick. I like how, the texture of it too, it's like really bumpy, it's like, as you can see here a little bit. It's very, very hard texture right there. You also got his dorsal plates. You got the giant spikes. They're a little bit rubbery, like around the tip. They're a little hard. That's pretty much about it. Kind of flexible. You also got the big giant tail, which does move. The tail does kind of move around. He actually had 2 points of articulation right here. As you can see here. Kind of does that. So, take a nice little look at the toes right here. And, let's take a look at the face a little bit here. Now, the tail wise, yeah, here's kind of where the figure has some of its problems, as you might or might not tell, because of my camera. You see his teeth. You see how it's like a little bit like whitish here. You see how all the paint just kind of gloss over here. The figure does have these sort of issues here. Even the eyes too. The eyes, they're like kind of cross-eyed. They're like looking both different directions right there. He's given that weird Godzilla derpy look. It's like so weird. Another thing I want to add on to is with the dorsal plates. Now they look fine. They're kind of plain, but it's a kid's toy. What are you gonna do? You can't do anything about it though. It's not detailed. It's just kind of there. Just very got that kind of plastic kind of texture to it. So paint and detail wise, the paint, it is sort of sloppy. At least the tongue in the inside is not too bad, but it's kind of, and it depends on your judgment there. Now, of course, Lex, the other problem I kind of want to explain. I know you can't really see it. You see it on this side of the figure. For some reason, he has like these weird holes. That's kind of where they'll put the nail in to kind of put the figure, together. He got like a whole bunch of holes. I know you can't really see it that well, but there's like probably like 8 or 9 holes on the side of this figure here. He has it. Yeah, he even got one like right here on his neck, with the holes. It does get a little bit annoying sometimes. It's like, it's kind of odd. Like, why would they put that and all that, and everything. It's, this figure is meant more for children. It's not really meant, for people to be all kind of bragging, and be like, oh, look at this figure, like that. It's all terrible, It's not a bad figure. It's just a simple toy that has some of its problems, But without further ado, let's take a look at some of the articulation. The arms can move, the leg, it's able to kind of bend. And like I said, the tail can move around here. It can move full 360 too, because the hand, the arm, foot, and leg doesn't really, it does not move full 360. It just kind of does that, and that's pretty much it. Right. So if we're counting articulation, the figure has. All right, hold up. Figure has at least like. Hold up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This figure has 7 points of articulation. Not too bad. It's pretty nice. The other thing I want to add, with the tail is that you'll kind of see like how this part around the arms, it's like sort of smooth. That's kind of, so it could sort of help Godzilla with a little bit of some of his movements there. The leg, leg can go at least this far and that far, and that's pretty much it. It cannot go any further than that. Now, one quick thing I want to mention here is the tail too. Now, you'll notice if you look at the box right here, the tail is obviously separate. So when you get the figure, the tail, if I can kind of take it off here, see right there. See, the tail is cut up into 2 different parts right here. See here, look at that, look at these. See that? Now, of course, since these are separate, obviously you got to put them together. What's really nice about this, though, is that the tail, it can easily be assembled. It's not too much of a hassle to put it on. Not like the NECA figures. Whenever you buy a Godzilla figure from NECA, those are really, really hard to put on. It is, like, ridiculous. Like, I do plan to review some NECA Godzilla figures in the future, but holy crap, was putting those tails on just hell. I hated putting on those damn tails. As you can see here, I have no problems putting on the tail. You might have a problem at first, but I wouldn't really consider it an issue. You put up the tail on, and then that's pretty much it. You're pretty much good to go. And, that's pretty much it. Like I say, he's a pretty big figure. He's really good for what it is. It's really tall, too, let me tell you. Now, of course, I have to do some, a little bit some comparison. So as you can see here, let's compare him to the NECA 2019 Godzilla figure, as you can see here. So as you can see here, see how nice you can see, the differences. This is the NECA figure, and this is the Jakks Pacific toy. This figure is more meant for collectors, obviously. This is the figure from NECA. This is the one with the tail where it's like really hard to put on. Now, if you want to know like how much they are by cost, a NECA Godzilla figure will usually cost around like $26.99, around there. This figure costs like $19.99. You could find this figure for like $20, and they're not hard to come by. Like last time I went to Walmart, I had like a whole bunch of these. They got like a million of these. So if you want to get one of these of your own, they won't be that hard to find. See here. See how the figure looks right there. See how on this figure, the dorsal plates, you see how nice and detailed they are? Obviously, NECA is better, but like I say, this is more for collectors. This is for kids, this is for children, 13, ages 3 and up, like that. And I was comparing to the 2014 Godzilla figure. See here. Now, I do apologize if I don't have the 2019 Godzilla figure from Bandai. Sadly, I can't really get one. They're really expensive to go buy. This is one that I got while I was on my trip to New York. I went to a store called Image Anime, and that's pretty much where I found the figure, as you can see here. This is the 2014 Godzilla. I mean, they're both basically the same, but 2019 and 2014 Godzilla, they kind of have two different designs going on, sort of. Everything else is similar, but more of the smaller stuff, it's kind of different. See here with the dorsal plates, you see how they're much more smaller, and his is like more, bigger and compact. See here. This figure had 5 points of articulation, to go the tan. The 2014 Godzilla had like a sort of tannish color, and in this version, it's just completely like the grayish, blackish kind of color. That's kind of the way it is. If you watch the movie, that's how he looks. This one got, the tan here going on. Yeah. Of course, let me compare him to the tiny little Godzilla. I don't know if you guys could see him. He is so small. This toy is also made by Jakks Pacific, because Jakks, they also made like a 2-pack of monsters. So they had normal Godzilla with King Ghidorah, Atomic Breath Godzilla with Rodan, and Fire Godzilla or Burning Godzilla with Mothra. So of course, I just want to do like a little comparison here. They're both basically the same. This is the one that you can see at the back of the box. See here. This is actually the same one from here. And the reason, how I know is because this figure, his head, I don't know if you could tell, his head could kind of move. It swivels around, goes full 360. This figure, his head does not move. It does not move at all. His head's just kind of like that. This one, though, the articulation is the same on these miniature figures, just like the one. It's the exact same thing, the exact same amount of articulation, with the only difference is that now the head is also able to move. And of course, you guys know I have to. Last but not least, let's also compare him to Ultraman. You guys know how much I love Ultraman, so I just have to do a nice little comparison, as you can see here. Imagine if Ultraman and Godzilla ever fought and Godzilla was actually this big. That would be incredible. Although, funny enough, Tsuburaya did announce that in 2021 that they were going to make an Ultraman movie called Shin Ultraman, and that movie is directed by the same guy that made Shin Godzilla, which came out in 2016. So, kind of ironic, isn't it? It's kind of cool. Yeah. And of course, I'm going to do one last comparison. I know this is going to be kind of an odd one, but I'm comparing him to Maga Grand King from the show Ultraman Orb. The reason why I just wanted to show off this figure is because he's one of the more bigger Ultraman monster figures. And he reminds me so much of like Godzilla for some reason, so I thought I'd just do like a nice little comparison, as you can see here. I do plan to review this figure in the future, so, don't need to worry about that. See here. And you guys thought my review was over, but I'm actually I'm also gonna do a nice little size comparison with the Blu-ray movies. You see, I got the Godzilla King of the Monsters Blu-ray and DVD pack right here, as you can see here. I also got a whole bunch of other Godzilla movies in my collection. I got some of the Blu-rays here. Just to do like a nice little comparison. Just to kind of show you what we're dealing with. Because this figure was pretty big, I mean, when you look at them at a store, the figure's like kind of But funny enough, this figure is actually pretty nice. One last thing I do want to show is the DVD for the 2014 Godzilla. Which if I'm being honest, 2019 Godzilla King of the Monsters, it's way better. This I don't know what to say about 2014 Godzilla. I should probably talk about that film because oh boy, yeah. One last thing I do want to mention before I end the video is that funny enough, Jakks Pacific actually did made a more bigger version of this figure. I don't remember exactly how big it was, but Jakks Pacific did announce that they were going to release I think it was like a 40-inch Godzilla figure. They released one that was going to be like way bigger than this one, like at least like 2 times. But for some odd reason, we still don't see that figure. Now, they sell a lot of like these Godzilla toys mostly at Walmart. You will not see these at a Target or anywhere else, really. So, they have all the other Godzilla figures that have came out for the new movie. And so far, they have not released the 40-inch Godzilla figure. If you try to look for pictures of it online, you can find them. I don't know if it's on sale. I'm not too sure if the company plans to release that figure more later during the year. I mean, we're in September and we're entering October, so you never know really. Just thought I just kind of put that out there in case you just love Godzilla so much you want a bigger version of him, because that's exactly why I bought this figure, because it was like a nice sort of big giant Godzilla figure, and he's really cool. Obviously the purpose is that he's a kid's toy. He's not really meant for collectors per se because of some of his problem, but I still think that this is a very nice, decent figure. I give it a good maybe like 7, 8 out of 10. I think it's nice for what it is. And like I said, these figures are still around, so if you want to get yourself one, you still have that opportunity. So you got that going on. All right. So, of course, like I have announced, I am going to be reviewing a couple of Godzilla figures for the next couple of reviews. That's pretty much all I have planned for now. I'm streaming the video, so I'm like, this is kind of new to me, But I hope to keep doing more reviews like this, And, guess we could kind of end it there. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like, subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one.